A man has come from God who is God. A man has come from God who is God. No one else in all human history has had 200 to 300 individual predictive points set in writings long before his birth. A man has come to us from God who is God. How do you describe God and how do you name him? And what do you refer to God as? God is a spirit above gender. God is a spirit above gender, the gender designer. God is a person, a spirit person. God is a person, a spirit person, who has caused human persons to exist. There are names that you can use to refer to the highest or strongest spirit. There are names that you can use. But it is written, man looks on the outward appearance, and God looks on the heart. If you have a person who's crying on the floor, asking the strongest spirit for help, if you have a person who's crying on the floor, asking the strongest spirit for help, whatever sounds their mouth makes, like I could say, Shuku, Shuku. I could call the strongest spirit Shuku from my heart, the spirit above all other spirits, the spirit to whom all other spirits submit, the highest spirit, the divine designer of beauty and life and love, the creator designer. If I said Shuku, meaning highest spirit, my heart would be heard. Humans hear sounds, and they can become prejudiced, and they can become elitist and aloof and set themselves apart and say, oh, that's not the right way to say it. It's very important not to operate in ignorance. But if a person is operating in ignorance to some things that could be known, there is no condemnation for them. As it is written, if you make a mistake through ignorance, you might have some trouble. But if you make a mistake knowing that it's a mistake, your understanding is a measure of a judgment against you. And for me, there is a man who came from God, the supernatural visitor, the only one over in the spirit realm who is a trustworthy avenue of communication and guidance. There is a man who came from God who is God. God from God, light from light, true God from true God. begotten, not made, in the full image of God, the full image of man at the same time. Why did God come as a male human being? Because the male human beings are in the most trouble. They are judged more harshly. They're the ones that are being used to mess up the family and the world. And they need the male human being to need an example. The male human beings need an example. When you have two children, and one is misbehaving a lot and another one is very peaceful, you actually must spend more time with the misbehaving child, because that is your lot. You must serve and care for the weaker one, the one in the most trouble. That's why God came as a male human being. It is written, and we can observe that when God gets together with a woman, perfection comes forth, even the man who is God. In the birth of the man who is God, there is only God and a woman in the equation. And that's why it's written, the women will be made whole through the supreme childbearing of a woman and God, bringing forth the Savior of the world. Beware of making harsh judgments and judging people by words, because there are many languages, but there are individual hearts. And before God, all hearts are open and all desires are known. Before God, all hearts are open and all desires are known. Elohim means strongest spirit in Hebrew. Yahweh is a descriptive word. It means I exist, supersize. Yahweh said to Moses, if those people want to know what my name is I exist, extremely exist, supersize exist. That's my name. I exist. So if you want to call on God, you can say, hi, I exist. Please help me. Please give me understanding. Hello, I exist. Hello, strongest spirit. How are you? Beware of those who become cold and judgmental about the use of certain words, because God looks upon the heart.